When it comes to refrigeration, convenience is at the very heart of Adande refrigeration. A perfect choice for convenience retailers, Adande's patented modular units deliver so many efficiencies it's no wonder multi-site brands such as GetGo and Sheetz are installing these temperature-stable, hold-the-cold fridges across their U.S. food courts. To find out how Adande can help you deliver great-tasting product for your customers, save you energy and space, and improve operational efficiencies, go to adande.co.uk or adande.com. Professionals in the know? Choose Adande. You're listening to Shop Talk Live, the podcast, brought to you by Global Convenience Store Focus. Shop Talk Live is a unique video and podcast series featuring senior retail executives in the global convenience, fuels, and mobility retail industry, hosted by Dan Munford and Carolyn Schneer. On our previous episode, you heard about one Swiss market leader, Migrolino. Today, we're hearing from another Swiss retailer, Valora. Like the previous episode, Dan Munford and his guest host, Christian Warning, learn all about Valora, including their Foodvenience specialties and their completely autonomous Avec stores. We will also hear Christian and Dan's take on the Swiss market and its relative place within Europe. I invite you to check out the entire video about the Swiss market with additional economic insights on episode number 48 at globalconvenienceStoreFocus.co.uk.
Let me welcome my co-host, Christian Warning.
Thanks, Dan, for having me.
Let me just introduce you. You're owner of the Retail Marketeers. You're also NAC's relationship partner for German-speaking markets in Europe. You are the world expert on your topic, and I don't know what we do without you. So it's I think really important to focus in on one of the biggest, most important parts of the European convenience business. So we've got Roger Vogt, who's the CEO of Valora Group. You know Valora Group well.
Yeah, the interesting thing, I mean, Valora is in that business along long years now, and the name of Valora is not so well known because they run under different brands, and now they are owned by FEMSA OXO. So that's a giant with using the Valora platform. It's very interesting to get some insights here from Roger Vogt about where they are and where they want to be in Europe. So let's hear and welcoming Roger.
Hi Dan, hi Christian. Thank you for having me.
Very welcome. So, I mean, what we asked you to do is to just give us a bit of an overview of Valora at a glance, perhaps to begin with, and also FEMSA has been mentioned a bit, so we're going to have to ask you about that as well, just to get a bit of a position on that.
Yeah. I think it's a great idea that I start with I would say a quick overview about Valora and also about FEMSA. So Valora is a leading Foodvenience provider with more than 2,700 outlets, mostly or the most of them at highly frequent location in Switzerland, Germany, Austria, Luxembourg, and also in the Netherlands. We operate 13 sales formats, 13 different sales formats, 6 of them in the retail division and 7 of them in the food service division. So today I will talk about the Avec convenience format, because I would say it fits perfectly to the convenience sector, to the convenience situation we have at the moment in Switzerland. It also explains what we understand from convenience or from a Foodvenience perspective. So what people tend to forget, so Valora is one of the world's leading and vertically integrated pretzel producer with more than 16 production lines in 3 countries and exporting the pretzel in more than 30 different countries. So founded in 1905 in Switzerland. So Valora has a long history and also I would say a long experience in the market and especially in the convenience market. So, but as you know, and already mentioned, Valora became a part of FEMSA just a short while back. The acquisition was completed at the 7th of October. So now Valora is the European retail unit of FEMSA. So, but who is FEMSA? So, and FEMSA is a leading retail and beverage company with total sales of more than 27 billion US dollar. And with OXXO, FEMSA operate the largest convenience store chain in Mexico and Latin America with more than 20,000 units. And therefore, I would say a deep understanding in convenience and also in customer needs in this sector. On the top of that, they run more than 3,600 pharmacies in 4 Latin American countries. And FEMSA also owns the largest franchise bottler of Coca-Cola products in the world in terms of sales volume, and is the second largest shareholder of the Heineken Group. So let's talk a little bit about why this acquisition is also so important for, or very excited for, Valora. So FEMSA and Valora joined the forces to jointly develop the European market leader in convenience stores and food services. So we at Valora are expected to accelerate our growth path by leveraging FEMSA's core convenience skill set and to serve as a platform in Europe for additional growth for convenience stores and also for the food service market, which we are also in. However, Valora stays Valora with all the existing brand and locations we already have. So our business is determined by 3 mega trends. So maybe, yes. Mobility, lifestyle, and digitalization. So it's our vision to offer the best food and convenience concept in Europe. So Valora is where its customer wanted to be, providing them with what they want whenever they want. So for us, it's important to always put the customer at the center of our decision. So you will see that later in the interview, that it's not only something which we say, so it's something which we really do, always. So then, Christian, this was my short introduction about Valora and FEMSA. So, and now I think let's talking about the Avec brand.
Just before you get into Avec, I just make one statement, and Christian, just you make one statement, because we don't want to stop the flow, but I think it is a massive move, isn't it? This is obviously the FEMSA. We know OXXO very well, don't we, Christian? It's a huge business with incredible capabilities as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think for all of us it was a surprise that they came into Europe. We have carefully listened to them in many events globally. They make a brilliant job in Mexico and Latin America. They have been on a growth path in retail in several countries. They are in the US as well now, and now using Valora as a platform for Europe. That is a massive game changer, I think, for the European convenience retail industry, and very exciting times to be part of.
Well, absolutely. So we just needed to say that if that's okay, Roger, because we feel it's a significant development. But we interrupted you. Tell us a bit about Avec, and really, I think we're going to be talking about Foodvenience, aren't we now?
Yeah. We at Valora say always Foodvenience. So, but what is Foodvenience, which we talk about? And I would say the Avec brand or the Avec stores explain that in a very easy way if you see such a store. So convenience as the shopping experience and as a product range with the focus on food. So at the same time, the customer find their way around the shop very easily and do not have to spend much time in the store. So we understand the convenience or the Foodvenience as a whole experience if you enter the store. So, and we always try to put the customer in the center of our decision. So, and which is really important, or is, I would say, one of the best thing which the Avec brand has, is that our concept is very flexible and adapt to every location completely different. So, and in this way, we are always in the center of the customer. So, and you see here what are the main topics from the Avec brand is. So we deliver a fresh and a healthy convenience food, a wide range of local products. So in Switzerland, local products are very important for a store. And then the concept is very flexible, which I mentioned before. I try to explain you what I mean with flexible. So, and let's not be mistaken. These pictures were not taken in a regular bakery, but in 2 Avec stores. So, and you see this difference. So in one store, we have a bakery. So we produce fresh bread in the store. Why we do that? So bakery is one of a very important category in a convenience store. And so we have a deep understanding from the location, from the customer needs. And so then we know, oh, this is a store. They need food for now, but also food for later. And then in the close areas, there is no other store which are open on Sundays. So we have a strong belief, or we know that the Sunday will be a very strong day. So we put a bakery inside the store, and the customer can buy fresh bread, like in a real bakery, produced in our convenience store. So it's unbelievable for me. And that's all on 120 square meters. So on the right side, you see something completely different. It's also an Avec store, but in our understanding, there is more a store which we need more local products and has more to fit in the area and in this neighborhood. So there is a bakery with all the breads are produced local from a baker, and we serve them there, all produced from a local baker. So we are so flexible and try to fit completely to the customer needs always.
I think then you see the passion here of a retailer, and you listen, and I think it's important for the global audience to understand we are talking about in Central European countries like Switzerland and Germany about convenience stores more of the sizes between 500 and 1,000 square feet, so 800 square feet and above. That's the average in those countries. Yeah. So from the productivity point of view per square feet or whatever we call it, square millimeter, yeah, in how we analyze the stores, this is why the convenience offers are so powerful here, and you know it's really interesting. I think people have to understand, Roger, that's right. You have every aspect of a convenience store, but for each and every location you have a menu list, and you put your modules together, and then it's larger or smaller depending on the local hyper local potential of the site, isn't it?
Yeah. Correct.
Follows on very well from what Daniel was saying about one of the key trends, and you're all over it. Localization.
Yeah, sure, it is. So about our experience with it in Switzerland. So we also tried last year already to expansion our concept, or I would say our understanding and our deep understanding from convenience and from our concept to move that to Germany and the service station. So, and we already run 3 stores on service station in Germany. You see here one in Berlin, and we did the same like in Switzerland. So you see that a little bit. So it's an adaptation from the Avec brand now in Germany. So it's slightly different, but we did the same. We tried to understand what are the customer needs and how we should serve them in the best way that they appreciate this store really, really much. And what we did, we put a Bockwerk clip in this store. So because we offer there a handily made fresh sandwich, a very wide range of fresh brewed coffee, and we have also a small sitting area in the store because it fits perfectly in this location. So and we find out that that is the best way to multiply our concept, to always try to understand what the customer needs. And it's a very nice example from a store in Germany, I would say, yeah.
I may add some comments on that. I know that site since years. It was one of the first sites when the wall came down, and since then it was a Total site in the middle of Berlin, and it's really and that's so interesting. I mean, I was at that site last week, and it's already different. Yeah, and it was different 4 weeks ago, and it was different 4 weeks after the grand opening and 3 days after soft opening, and this is how retailers are acting and improving their first pilot sites and other sites. They are so faster than any other players in that market who makes that business as one of their options, so to say, to make money. Here is a dedicated force. They want to be better day by day, challenge each other. Not so easy for category management, not so easy for the sales organization. But if the management focus is on side on that detail, you really see the difference. And that's so impressive here.
Yeah. Thank you that you mentioned that, Christian, and that you recognize that we did that.
If not, I had a problem, Roger.
So exciting opportunities ahead in the German market, Christian.
Yeah, absolutely. This is, I mean, we are coming to these pictures, and of course, the German market is not sleeping, but we will definitely see that the Swiss market is ahead in many aspects, and here's a massive potential in the slightly larger neighbor country of Switzerland.
Yeah. So in 2019, Valora was the first company in Switzerland to launch this autonomous convenience store with cashier-free Avec box. So you see that on the left side. And currently we operate 5 from these boxes, 2 in industrial areas and 3 in, I would say, in like convenience areas. And we're still learning about this concept. But the most important thing I would mention here is, so entry, shopping, payment take place, everything via the Avec 24/7 app. So the 24/7 app enables the customer completely autonomous to enter the store. So, and to make that clear, so it's a completely different experience. So you enter the store with your mobile phone, and you are in a convenience store, and you buy your products, scan that, and pay that with your phone, or go to the self-checkout and pay that and leave the store. It's a completely different experience. Or if you order your products on a vending machine. So it's something which is completely different. So, and this technology enables us also to run stores 24/7 on a gas station without employees during the night. So we run that only with our Avec app, and the customer can enter the store after they take their fuel. They enter the store, buy the products, take a coffee, all autonomous. So it's a completely different experience. So, and we are very proud that we have that, and we're still learning on that. But we see that, I would say, the acceptance or the from the customer is increasing at the moment. So it's something which I believe personally, 24/7 at Switzerland will be something which is very important, also for service station and convenience stores. Yeah.
And it's again an example, Dan, isn't it? I mean, Valora won the Next Technology Award, I think 5 years back in London in St. Pancras. Yeah, and all those retailers or so-called retailers who are not doing anything here it's really call to action. This is what you have to have. Yeah, you
well,
have
I
to
mean,
have loyalty.
you know, for me, you know, running a roadside retail or forecourt gas station, whatever we call them, you know, the being able to run that 24/7 through the night autonomously, it's a major move. It's a very exciting development, isn't it? And obviously, the labor issues in our industry across the world, not just in Europe, are a very significant headache for CEOs, aren't they? So I think it's a really exciting case study to consider. So well, I mean, Christian, you know, what's your summary of? I mean, obviously, Roger's shared with us an overview of Valora. You know, we've just stressed the significance of the business this now is with FEMSA sitting there alongside the Valora brand. I mean, we looked at a lot of the innovations that Roger, you're very passionate about, and you can see, you know, why it's working. Frankly, Christian, what's your overview?
I think here's something growing from the interesting kind of high competitive Swiss market, which gives potential to other markets, like Germany, but FEMSA and Valora will not stop at the current markets. I'm betting personally on that. Europe is more than 4 countries. Yeah, so if there are options, that will be very interesting to see. And I think it's still, well, I have to repeat, exciting times for everybody who's involved, isn't it, Roger?
Yeah, I have to laugh now because, of course, Christian and I are free to speculate, and we often do. But Roger, we won't ask you. We won't ask you to. But what we did want to do today, and thank you, Christian, for working so closely with us on doing this, was to feature Valora, Roger, and you know, really, I guess, do our bit to make sure that everyone realizes what a big story this is. So we think what you're doing is very exciting, and congratulations and terrific. Thanks very much, Roger. Wow, Christian. So I think quite I'm delighted with what we covered today. Just final comment from you before we end the program.
Yeah, I think going there and really tasting, looking, feeling live, it really makes a difference. It's the same with Ireland. And I think I always compare Ireland and Switzerland, and Ireland as an island of Ireland competitive market. Switzerland, maybe because of their situation surrounded by mountains and in the middle of Europe, and a bit different, of course, politically wise and economically wise, but highly internal competitive markets. And if there is competition, isn't it that it breeds the best of everybody out, and the experience is such a difference if you compare it to other markets.
Absolutely. And look, just thank you for bringing in your superb knowledge and connections in German-speaking markets to Shop Talk Live. Pleasure co-hosting with you today. Thanks, Christian.
Yeah, thank you, Dan.
Thank you for listening to Shop Talk Live, the podcast. This episode was produced by Dan Munford and Nick Scherzer with support from Jenna Ferguson and Lorraine Evans. It was produced, edited, and mixed by Carolyn Schneer, and music was provided by Wolfgang Worley. Tune in every other week for new episodes, and please subscribe on your favorite podcast platform and learn more at globalconveniencestorefocus.co.uk.